Good afternoon, everyone. Today, the craft shop's expanding a little bit. It's time to go a different direction, and I need a scroll saw for that. So I went to Harbor Freight, picked this up. I think it was on sale for 99 or 89. I can't remember now. Bought a bunch of stuff. So anyhow, owner's manual. Start with owner's manual or instructions, one of the two. Or both. Well, that's pretty nice. Really nice. From what I'm doing, this looks like it goes up in here. Cool. Pretty nice. So far I'm liking it. Going to be cutting with 3/4 inch. So that should be good right there. Oops. Okay. I can see the first problem I'm going to have is dropping everything. The blade attaches underneath just like it attaches on top. It's a pretty easy system to do, and I just tighten it up to the sound I get of my bandsaw. That worked about there for me to start with. Okay, this is 3/4 inch board, and yeah, I used a piece of scrap paper. There's all kinds of stuff in there when I was trying out. So I'm going to use as a glue stick on here and glue this all on. Wherever it's at, there it is. 3/4 inch board, my first mistake. Second mistake. Too detailed of a first project. This is my third mistake. The glue stick doesn't work very well on the paper. Just remember to use it on the board. The glue sticks I got from the Dollar Tree. There was 6 of them for $1.25 in the package. With my first cut, I was pushing just a little bit too hard up against the blade there and give it a little bit of a stretch, so I had to adjust it tighter again. I was trying to adjust the rattling board out of that. The first starting cut, I was pushing a little too hard against the saw blade, and the saw blade just wasn't tight enough yet. I was having problems with the real tight corners, and it was just the blade. It was just too thick, so I had to change blades. Okay, now smaller blade, that's tight. So. Next thing you got to remember is when you're putting in them blades with the no pins on them, make sure you don't shove the blades in too far so you can't get the bottom hooked up. Since I was having so much problems with making them corners and I had to drill holes inside of the sign anyhow, I figured I'd put some holes out near where the tight corners are at, just to help me turn the tight corners with the saw blade. Yeah, that was a lot of holes. So it helped, but I was still struggling with them tight corners. I changed back to the bigger blade, just trying to get some of the heavy material out of there. I was starting to get frustrated with this whole thing right about in here. And again, too much detail. So I gave up on that project and ordered some saw blades from Amazon, a lot smaller ones. I did it right, glue stick first. And what I did is laid that out so I cut the knot out of there. More pilot holes. I'm using a board underneath this time instead of chipping out the back there. So I believe this was the number 5 blade that I started with, and it was going a lot better than the other ones. The blade tensioner kept loosening up, so I was trying to get it to stay tight. I changed over to the spiral blade just to see what that was going to do on this project. And again, we will refer to my first mistake of 3/4 inch board. And now we'll refer to mistake number 3. Don't push the blade in too far so you cannot attach the bottom. I'm having a very hard time keeping this straight along the lines. This is just a little bit above what I should be trying on my first scroll saw project. I could not keep that saw blade tensioner tight, so I had to fabric cobble something together to keep it from loosening up while I'm working on this project. And if anybody could tell me how to keep that tensioner knob from loosening up, I'd be greatly appreciated if you leave it in the comments, because I could not find anything in the manual about it. I let the glue dry up a couple hours and clamped it onto the back. Well, that turned out better than I thought it was going to turn out. And here's my 4th mistake. The towel was too wet. You can see the water soaking into the wood. So I had to wait overnight for this to dry off so I can put the stain on it. Here's 320 grit sandpaper just to soften all the sides up. I just wanted to have it smooth to the feel. I will be making a lot of these just because I have to come up with different colors, and I'm not sure which one people are going to like, so I'm going to have to make several of the same kind just in case they become very popular very fast. This is the fastest way for me to square anything up, just using the table itself. The base for this Christmas ornament is 2 inches wide. And the big box doors 1x6s are now 5 1/4 inches. So I'll get 2 pieces that are 2 inches, and then I'll leave me with a 3/4 inch piece And I can use that for the feet on my soap risers. A link to that video will be in the description. I did let this sit for a couple hours while I was working on another project for the glue to dry. And after the glue dried, I sanded the excess glue that was off there. And make sure you get all of the glue off, or else it will not stain properly and leave you a line. That would be mistake number 5. And you could see that nice line of glue that I did not get all the way off there on that base. The stain I'm using is golden oak. It was left over from another project, and I figured I'd use it on this one. Polyurethane I'm using I bought from the Home Depot. It's interior semi-gloss. Lower VOCs. The board I am spraying everything on is a piece of old desk, and it's nice, super slippery, and everything wipes right off of it. And it also works for doing what I'm doing there, hitting the pieces that did. I think this project turned out really good for me. It's still a little bit wet yet. I'm going to have to let it sit for overnight and it'll be fine. But if anybody could tell me how to lock this, that would be greatly appreciated. Because this thing just spins off, and yeah, it works with this block, but that's okay. We'll make it work. So other than that, I'm very happy with it. I have a lot to learn, and I did learn about the blade size, which is a tremendous help. I watched a lot of videos online, not about this scroll saw, but just with cutting with a scroll saw. And yeah, I got a lot to learn. So anyhow, hope you enjoyed today's video. Please comment, like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for when the next video is released. Everybody have a good evening, and we will see you on the next one.